Merry Christmas.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you too, Max.
Merry Christmas, son. I can't.
Right?
Watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, gather round. He's making a list, checking it twice, he's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're away.
He knows if you've been bad,
So bring up more goodness sake.
Every year, we have our holiday traditions. Christmas lights, Christmas trees, wrapping paper, itchy sweaters, eggnog, Black Friday stampedes, freezing weather, shoveling snow, stacked Amazon boxes on your front porch, and maxed out credit cards. And then thankfully, there are the movies. The classics we pull off our shelf every year because they've become a holiday tradition. Home Alone, A Christmas Story, The Grinch, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Batman Returns, Gremlins, Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
But there's another film I revisit every year. A movie that feels like a hidden gem. A film with all of the makings of a future cult holiday staple. That movie is Michael Dougherty's Krampus, released in 2015. A darkly funny, strangely heartfelt Christmas horror comedy that blends warm holiday ambiance, satire, family drama, folklore, suspense, killer gingerbread men, a child swallowing Jack-in-the-Box demon, a feral teddy bear, and an ancient pagan anti-Santa Claus spirit, into something that feels warm, scary, fun, and timeless.
Merry Christmas, mother.
As with so many films, the deeper I dug into this one, the more behind-the-scenes work I uncovered, the more my appreciation for it grew. Dougherty, the same mind behind Trick or Treat in 2007, once explored the darker folklore of Halloween, and here he's doing the Christmas version of that exploration. And all of that turns Krampus from fun holiday horror movie into something much more special. Krampus follows the Engel family during a Christmas that's already off to a rough start. Max, our young protagonist, still believes in Santa and the magic of Christmas, but he's surrounded by a family slowly collapsing under its own dysfunction. Arguments, insults, passive-aggressive tension, insufferable relatives. The movie nails this part painfully well. The older we get, the more we understand this flavor of Christmas dread. The extended family invades the Engels' home for the holidays, including the gun-toting, Hummer-driving, my rights as an American in-laws that feel ripped straight from every uncomfortable family gathering. And Max is stuck in the middle of it. At dinner, everything erupts. Max snaps. His Christmas spirit breaks. He tears up his letter to Santa, throws the pieces into the cold night air, and the wind carries them upward as the sky ominously darkens. A blizzard crashes into the neighborhood. The power dies. Max's sister disappears into the storm. Strange creatures stalk the buried streets, and the frozen suburban neighborhood transforms into a hostile wasteland. Something older than Christmas traditions as we know them has arrived, and it punishes those who've lost their holiday spirit. As the Engels scramble to escape the encroaching nightmare, one by one they're dragged away by Krampus's minions in increasingly twisted and creative ways, until Max, the last one left after Krampus intentionally spares him, chooses to go back and face the demon himself. In a desperate attempt to save his family, Max apologizes, takes back his wish, and offers himself as a sacrifice, which leads into the film's famously debated ending. Krampus was written and directed by Michael Dougherty, the same filmmaker behind Trick or Treat, the Halloween anthology film that explored the darker lore and traditions of Halloween back in 2007. If Trick or Treat was a love letter to respecting Halloween traditions, Krampus is a warning about forgetting the darker roots of Christmas. Dougherty dove deep into European folklore, discovering theories that Krampus wasn't merely Santa's counterpart, but possibly Santa's predecessor, a much older winter spirit meant to punish, balance, and maintain order. His cinematic inspirations run straight through the 80s, Gremlins, Poltergeist, The Dark Crystal, American Werewolf in London. Movies that were creepy, funny, magical, weird, and drenched in practical effects. He made Krampus with that same spirit, a child of the 80s passing down those traditions to a new generation. And woven throughout the chaos are themes like family and unity, shown through a broken family rediscovering what it means to be a family under literal siege. The loss of belief, where Max losing his faith isn't symbolic, but the catalyst that invites the darkness. The critique of commercialism, reflected in the opening montage, which is not subtle at all. It's satire, a brutal mirror showing how greed swallowed meaning. The return to folklore roots, a reminder that Christmas once carried warnings, punishments, and consequences. And finally, sacrifice and redemption, where Max doesn't defeat Krampus through violence, but through selflessness. These themes give Krampus its emotional grounding beneath all the monsters and madness. These themes are brought to life by an expertly cast group of actors who elevate every moment. Adam Scott is Tom, the calm, quietly frustrated suburban dad. David Koechner is Howard, the loud, gun-loving, Hummer-driving opposite of Tom, who is fun and enjoyable on screen as always. Toni Collette as Sarah, delivering yet another amazing performance as the mom desperately holding everything together. And yes, every time she's on screen, I still think about Hereditary, and I still feel spiritually damaged. Allison Tolman is Linda, warm, kind, grounded. Conchata Ferrell is Aunt Dorothy, the insufferable family member we all know, and she's honestly armed with some of the best lines in the film. Their chemistry works because much of the bickering was improvised, giving every scene that painfully realistic holiday dinner tension. And the child actors genuinely pulled their weight. J. Anthony as Max anchors the entire emotional arc, and the rest of the kids deliver performances that feel natural and convincing. Helping bring these characters and creatures to life was the amazingly talented Weta Workshop, who, in the spirit of classic 80s creature features, incorporated masterful practical effects, blended tastefully with CGI, but always grounded everything in physical craftsmanship and real-world stunts. They built things like hand-sculpted elf masks, puppet-operated creatures, foam latex creature suits, animatronic face mechanisms, miniature neighborhood sets, a multi-performer animatronic Jack-in-the-Box clown, multiple practical fake snow systems ranging from foam, shaved ice, and detergent bubbles, stilt rigs, armatures, animatronic fingers, and more. This is Weta Workshop at the top of their game, the same studio behind The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, King Kong, Avatar, and more recently, Alien Romulus and Gladiator 2. Krampus himself was performed by a stunt actor inside a 70-pound suit, walking on stilts, viewing the world through a tiny monitor, controlling animatronic fingers under latex gloves, overheating and nauseous for hours, and still delivering an iconic creature performance. And here's the detail that completely changed how I look at the character. The face we see isn't actually Krampus's real face. There's a second set of teeth behind the gaping mouth along with those eerie goat-like eyes. It's because the face is a dead old man's mask the demon is wearing over his true form. I didn't know that detail until watching the behind-the-scenes documentary, and it instantly made the design 10 times creepier. There are a few different visual interpretations of the Krampus creature, but I loved the Weta Workshop design so much that I ended up snagging a statue for my personal collection. I'm someone who collects pieces that spark nostalgia, or just give me that "this is insanely cool" feeling. The twisted silhouette, the humpbacked cloak, those vintage creepy Christmas garbs, the chains, the distorted Santa-like elements, it all just works in such a uniquely disturbing way. It's easily one of NECA's best pieces, and they even made a Dare clown figure I'm still trying to track down. Practical effects are timeless, and the work in Krampus gives the film a weight and presence that CGI alone simply can't replicate. All this artistry and talent on screen successfully build a chilling sense of atmosphere. The finale of the film is iconic and famously debated. After Max is spared and left alone, he chooses to go back and confront Krampus. He apologizes, begs for forgiveness, and offers himself instead. And for a moment, Krampus seems to consider it, before erupting into a cruel laughter along with his minions, dropping Max into a fiery pit with everything going dark, seemingly the end. Suddenly, Max wakes up in his bed. It was all a dream. It's Christmas morning. His family is alive. Everything seems normal for a moment. Then Max opens a gift and finds Krampus's bell. The room falls silent. Everyone freezes as they look at one another, as if all of a sudden they all remember the nightmare they just shared together. The camera then pulls back to reveal the Angle house inside a snow globe, placed onto a shelf by Krampus's long, grotesque hand. One snow globe among hundreds, if not thousands, in his lair. Most viewers interpret this as eternal punishment, a false paradise, disturbingly trapping the family in an endless loop of Christmas morning. Other viewers speculate it as a second chance, Krampus sparing the Engels, but keeping a watchful reminder to never lose the spirit again. Personally, I love the mystery and ambiguity, left for the audience's interpretation. The movie Krampus definitely has cult classic status potential. It is a love letter to 80s and 90s kids, a satire of dysfunctional family Christmases, a creature feature, a holiday comedy, a dark folklore tale, a PG-13 gateway into horror movies, a passion project overflowing with craftsmanship. And honestly, I think in another decade or two, people will look back on Krampus the same way we look at Gremlins. Some kid today is going to grow up remembering this as the movie their dad let them watch way too young that scared the hell out of them, and I really love that. Researching Krampus gave me a whole new appreciation for it. It definitely has a special place in my collection. And that's why I'm making videos like this. Not to nitpick or tear movies down, not to join critique culture, but to celebrate cool films, to appreciate creativity, to spotlight the artists, designers, and animators who bring these worlds to life. Making this video reminded me why I love movies in the first place. So thank you for watching, enjoy your holidays, and don't forget to appreciate weird little gems like Krampus. And as always, stay doomed.
Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.